All right, 2-1. It would finish to Chelsea against Newcastle, taking all 3 points from this one. And we'll get to some of the other points in this game right now. But we must start by talking about Cole Palmer, Frank, because he was a shining light today, once again for Chelsea.
Well, he's simply a genius. That's what it is. I mean, when you are capable of giving the pass that he gave to Neto, well, he's a little bit lucky because I don't think he's calculated that Livramento will go towards Neto. But at the end of the day, what you see, the ending is perfect. I mean, he turns, he's fast, he knows where, before receiving the ball, what he's about to do, and he does it so perfectly that Neto is on his way to give the good assist to Nico Jackson. And we saw it many times that he already after 4 minutes he scored a goal. He was a little bit, I think, offside, but the guy, missed the game against Liverpool. He wasn't there. He has to give us something like a revenge against Arsenal very soon. So that's going to be a top club. But really, Cole Palmer is different class. I mean, his second goal, he knows exactly. I mean, the second goal for Chelsea, he exactly knows what he's going to do, and he does it again perfectly. Even if I agree with Stevie, Shearer should have gone out.
It's his 7th of the season, Nadem. He really is standing out in the Premier League this year for Chelsea.
Yeah, absolutely. His move to Chelsea has been astonishing. Even like myself, probably many others thought that he could do well. I didn't think he'd be doing that well to be top of the charts in that manner. But from when you see him play week in, week out. He's somebody who, in my opinion, the way he wants to have an impact in terms of goals and assists, it feels like a De Bruyne. As soon as he gets on the half turn, he's looking forward all the time, and he's not shy to play these passes. I think the one we saw for that goal for Jackson, he attempted a few of those in the game and they didn't quite work out. But the fact is, he's not shy to keep doing it. And he has such a great eye for a ball that sometimes, as a defender, you almost have to hold your hands up. I think sometimes some players, the more you play, the more you understand people's strengths and weaknesses. Some players, when they're going to play the pass, where they're going to play it to, and you give yourself a chance and maybe you go early. But with the likes of Cole Palmer, he's got the ability to just leave you in a position where you say, well, how did this happen? It was an absolutely astonishing ball. It's great to see that he chipped in with a goal as well. And he's just playing football on like easy mode. It seems like this is the easiest thing in the world for him. Finds a bit of space, takes somebody on, finds a pass, has a shot, always has an involvement in the game. And I think it's a beautiful thing to see.
We used to talk about a lot Manchester United and Chelsea last season, and it wasn't for the best of things that we'd always be talking about them. Frank, is the difference between the two sides Cole Palmer, or would that be too simplistic to say?
Well, it's a little bit simplistic because you have to add Maresca. I mean, we had question marks at the beginning of the season with the way that he wanted his team to play, like playing from the back. And I think it changed because he realized they didn't have the individuals at the back. And at one point, we'll have to talk to Fofana because Fofana worries me a lot. But whatever, Maresca changed. I think he's able to have Lavia coming back as well and helping a lot. Neto had a very good game today. We saw Madueke also the first half, giving his best. So there is something going on there. James is back as well, and he can even play on the left side. I think the spirit is different. So yes, Cole Palmer is a game changer, the way that he plays. But you have to really have to congratulate Maresca with the team, with a very young team. Today was like the average team was 23 years old. The average of the year, how do you say, the age of the average age, of the team was 23 years old. So says a lot about the work that they have to do, that he has to do to make sure they understand what he wants. And I can feel that it's still very fragile. At some point, after an hour, I say, oh my God, Newcastle is going to come back, and they had some chances, but. Yeah, they're doing a great job. Yeah, much better than Manchester United for sure.
What's so good about Cole Palmer, Halle, from your point of view?
I think all of us, in whatever teams we have been a part of, there's always been a player or two who see a different picture than everybody else. And Cole Palmer is that guy for Chelsea. He moves at a different pace than everybody else, sees the game from a different angle than everybody else, sees a different picture than everybody else, and the game seems to slow down for him where it seems to be going at a faster pace for everybody else. And so when it comes to decision making, the way that he finds spaces is impressive, but beyond that, turning away from pressure and being mindful of where the next pass is going to be that is going to have an impact on this team offensively. And Today's goal, Nico Jackson's goal, it's the turning away from pressure, it's finding the pass, not only seeing it, but executing the pass as well. And he's doing it with calmness. And I think Nathan was talking about that this is the thing that it seems to be so easy for Cole Palmer. I imagine that if you ask Cole Palmer to give a PowerPoint presentation in front of a room full of people, it would be mind-numbing to him. He'd be like, what do I do? How do I do this? He would be freaking out. But you put him with the ball on the field, and there's a sense of calmness about his game that borders on arrogance in the way that he plays the game, and yet it's what makes him special. Everybody's moving at 1,000 miles per hour. He's just tack, 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 goal. Here we go. Tack, tack, goal. Here we go. That's how he plays the game, and it elevates. Because of the natural talent, it elevates him to where he can see different things on the field.
I wonder what England manager Thomas Tuchel's thinking. As for Enzo Maresca,
well, he's got to play.
he says there are still many things we can do better. What can Chelsea do better?
Well, I think they can come out with the ball from the back way better than they're doing. I think he would prefer to do a lot more of it. But Frank just said they don't have the players right now that it's not their forte, you know. And so I'm glad that Maresca hasn't turned into the usual snob type coaches that we have with all these teams playing out from the back. And if we lose goals, then I'll take responsibility. No, Maresca's going about it the right way.
I love that that's snobby.
He wants to win games, and he's going to win games by not overdoing it, playing out from the back. And there's not that many coaches, certainly at the highest level, who are prepared to do that. They're stuck in this snobby, we must play out from the back attitude. So I'm with Frank. I think Maresca has to take huge credit for this.
Anything you'd like to add to that, Frank?
No, nothing much. I think we don't have to get carried away by their performances. I think you have City, Liverpool, and Arsenal on top of Chelsea. But yeah, they can fight for the 4th spot, 4th seat with Aston Villa, maybe Brighton, Nottingham Forest, and maybe one other, maybe Tottenham if they wake up. But yeah, they have a chance to catch the Champions League next season, which wasn't even a fantasy at the beginning of the season. We remember the 2 last years, it was awful. And it seems that they have something going on, that everything is, the chemistry is there. Well, it's only the 9th game in the Premier League, we have to wait. But I'm pretty sure, Maresca is on his good way.
Nadem, anything to say on Newcastle then? Did we expect more from them at this stage of the season?
That's a good question. I think seeing Gordon missing today was a big blow for them, especially after signing his new deal and him being one of their informed players. But I think for them, the upside is we've seen Isak score a goal again. And at times they looked okay. I think when Chelsea took the lead, I think we saw a better version of Newcastle. But realistically, if they want to be the side that they hope to be and the side that qualified for the Champions League 2 seasons ago, they need to be able to go there and make a greater account of themselves. But at the minute, the balance seems a little bit off. As Ali was saying, for example, with that Nicholas Jackson goal, maybe you need more in central defence other than a Dan Burn. But they will be competitive. But for them, it's a bit of a dip in form, and they'd hope to try and address that soon. And believe it or not, next game's against Chelsea in the League Cup in the midweek. So, yeah, bring it on.